Hey, welcome back to another episode of Pints with Pals. I'm your host, Jeremy, and with me this evening, I have Jason and Mike. Say hi, guys.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Never gets old.
So we're back. Never gets old, yes. As we just kind of just round this, or
Yeah.
not round it. I forgot what the phrase was. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Today we're drinking a Dragon's Milk Tales of Gold. So we're doing back-to-back Dragon Milk beers. Mike pointed out that there may be some floaties, chunky stuff in here, so I'm about to pour mine and see what happens. Mike, you want to describe what happened to yours a second ago?
You'll have to go see the shorts because
you recorded it.
I recorded it, and it looked like it was trying to give birth, or something was being born into it. Yep. But I went and poured it I poured it through a strainer. Nothing really got caught in the strainer, but when I poured the last little bit out into the sink, it was not pleasant.
So
the smells are fine, but
mine is, I don't know. I'm getting weird smells. I don't know if I want it quite tasty yet, and I'll describe and tell you why. So I'm getting like a weird metallic, kind of moldy kind of smell to it.
I don't smell.
And if this was on keg, this would definitely make me sick.
I'm gonna drink it.
Right.
You have like the smallest pint glasses.
Me? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's not a pint.
I could see that.
I think it's for coffee, actually. So we're drinking. Well, I guess
Yeah.
I don't know if this one has coffee in it. Probably.
I don't think so. I didn't see it in the notes. I don't know. It just has that weird. I'm just gonna let it sit. I'm gonna just let it warm up just a little bit because it is a little higher ABV.
Yeah, it
as a
might go away.
barrel-aged beer. It's a golden ale, so maybe that smell will go away. But like I said, if you ever go to a bar and you get a draft and the beer smells like metal, don't drink it. It'll hit your gut and you'll be throwing up like 10 minutes later.
Neat.
That's just that bad. That is bad beer. So I take a little sip. I'm just gonna wait for I give any descriptions of it.
Okay.
So
I don't. Okay.
don't feel comfortable.
I don't know. It's got like it's got like you ever eaten coconut and you have like the oil in your mouth after you eat coconut?
Yeah.
It's kind of what this is doing for me. It was kind of like it gets bad.
Maybe don't drink it. You did it. Yours had some floaties. I mean, it is the milk. Jeremy, you were saying before we started, it's got milk sugar in it. So who knows what could have happened? It's been sitting for a minute. I mean, they're over a year old. Mine. I mean, I don't. I'm gonna go thumbs down. I don't like it, but I don't think mine's off. So.
Well, it says it's going to have oak, caramel, and honey, and I feel like the honey. I feel like that is the flavor that I'm getting in the back of my throat is honey, and like a lot of alcohol burn.
I don't get any of that. I get the honey. I don't get the burn.
I can say that on tap, this was pretty delicious. So I'm sad that they had stuff like this. And I think, Jason, you were saying something a few months ago about how, and maybe it was Tate's, but somebody was saying that they had bad batches of these, like they must have done something weird to them, or something had happened in the bottling process that caused this. So this could be like it has gone off or got infected or something.
I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, I've had founders that do it. You messaged me about the last year's the 22 Jesus.
Right, Crochet.
Dark Lord.
3 founders,
Yeah. So
like even that pair we had that was like went off after so many amount of years.
Yeah.
So
it happens.
That one that Jay-Z's talking about, it had it has a dipped top, so like it's to like prevent it from spilling over or doing whatever. But when I punctured the actual wax, it went. I was like, oh no, and it like squirted out of like the like not even opening it yet. So I was like, yeah, there's no way this is any good, and it smells. I can't really. It was So it had strawberry notes in it to begin with, but it tasted like a sour. A barrel-aged beer tasted like a sour that was not supposed to taste like a sour. So I'm like, yeah, there's no way this is good.
Yeah, probably just off just a little bit. Yeah. So have we tried roughly, would you say, 75-80% of the Dragon's Milk beers at this point?
Yeah, in
We
this
have tried the
season,
original
yeah.
Dragon's Milk.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But we've tried we've had
tried
a fair variety of them.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
never had the s'mores one. I've never had the chocolate fudge one or something like that. But
There's no
otherwise,
milk
I've
cookie
had
one.
them all. Oatmeal cookie, that's what it is. But this one's my least favorite. But I don't really.
Right.
Maybe
I
it's
don't
just
trust
the
this one's-
psychological, right?
Yes.
Maybe it's the psychological. Like Mike's having a bad time. Jeremy also didn't seem to be having a good time, and I just don't. It doesn't really taste like anything.
Yeah, so my initial is a thumbs down, which is what I
Yeah, but you had it
felt
before
like.
and you loved it.
Yeah.
Or you liked it at the draft. So yeah, maybe it's just a bad year or they've gone bad. I mean, they're 14 months old.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm impartial. I've had a couple sips now, so I'm kind of in the middle. I do get a lot of sweetness, which I mean I do kind of like because it does, because there is that alcohol burn if you take like a bigger drink, which was my first one. I didn't mean the back of the throat, but I took a smaller sip. I do get a lot of sweetness, and it kind of cuts back on that alcohol burn, which is a nice balance to cut that back. It being a what is it? A golden ale, it should be a little higher ABV, which you can still just strange that everything is always 11%. Everything's just
I was going to
11%.
say, and our viewers, guess what percentage it is down in the comments.
Yeah. Well,
I think that I'm kind of halfway in the middle now too, because the last sip I had, I actually did the opposite. I took a bigger sip, and
Same.
it tasted a little bit better to me. I was just afraid of it, I think, at first. So it was like I was terrified. Now I'm just gonna full send, just slam it. No.
I just don't get no oak though. I kind of wish there was a little bit of oakiness to it. I'm getting a woody
I know, like I said, I don't really
notes
taste.
at all.
I taste anything.
But
I
again,
get
this one
this.
says it's only 1 month on the barrels, just like last one we had.
Yeah, I didn't get to read through the whole thing.
And this is a little clearer than the red ale one we had, I would say.
Yeah.
Not as milky, I guess. For like the
It actually, on my camera, it actually looks
Brutal.
redder than the red
Red ale?
ale did.
yeah.
Yours looks
But you got
can't
some
read
caramel.
Yeah, that's what yours looks like. It looks like just straight up caramel. Caramel
Yeah.
in a cup.
yeah, 1 month.
1 month. Yeah. Well,
I can't imagine that
Um,
imparting much flavor.
no.
I mean, it has to impart some flavor, and maybe it does its own thing, and maybe that's as long as they felt like it needed to get to the if you have like 3 or 4 of them, you could wait longer and see if it tastes better after that, and then pull it out in
Yeah,
different
right.
stages. So
To see what the
I don't
optimal
really-
time
yeah.
is. Yeah. Yeah, there is I think Jason's had them before. I'm not sure Mike has. They're called, I want to say Como. I don't think it's how it's pronounced, but it's Kome. It's a Polish beer.
Yeah.
And if you read the back of it, it tells you it's good. It has a shelf life about, what is it, a year and a half or so, it says. So like the first 3 months, it's going to should taste like this. And then from month 3 to 6 to be this, from 6 to 9 to be this. So it tells you as it ages, you're going to get these different flavor profiles, which I think is pretty interesting as well too. I've never seen another beer company do that. What I think would be interesting is one day we could actually get a hold of some of these people and just be like, hey, you want to jump on for like a 5-minute conversation? We're just kind of curious where we're trying to taste these things.
Be
and,
nice.
you know, we're kind of, this is what we're tasting. Tell us kind of what we're missing, or what, you know, how we should be tasting these, or what temperature should we be serving these at.
Right.
I don't think they'll ever do it, but I think it'd just be kind of fun
Hey,
to
you know,
try
next
one time.
season 25.
Honestly, I feel like
Yes.
after we've been doing
I feel
this
like
for-
brewers are typically
Right.
the type that will like they don't care. They're just like, all right, well, this is what I think, and if you want to hear me like just talk in general, if you want to record it, then that's fine. Otherwise, it's just like a conversation. I think at the very least, if we went there, if we ever came up and we all were around or whatever, we could go there and try and have a conversation with them. But the tap room that I go to, I don't think they know. They might know enough about it to like kind of give you some like canned information, but probably not enough to like to say or explain why or what they're doing. Like the biggest question I have for them is why 11%? Like, how are you getting it to be exactly 11%? I know we brought this up at least 4 times now, or 5 times now. Is this our 5th? This is our 5th Dragon's Milk, I think. Oh no, it's our 4th Dragon's Milk. I don't think we've done any Dragon's Milk in other seasons, but I would like to see like what exactly is happening to get them to that point, because these are definitely not starting with the Dragon Milk mash bill, the original Dragon's Milk.
Right. The triple match is a 17%. You would think. So is the original whatever a third of 17 5.3 or whatever percent.
I'm thinking that there's diminishing returns, so they probably tripled the mash bill.
Fair enough.
Of Dragon's Milk, and then it got them to like almost 20%. So I don't know. It's got to be a really expensive beer to make though, if you're going to triple the mash bill like that.
Right.
So
I was also thinking maybe some of the stuff floating around. Yeah, right. Yeah, you might be able to find something. I was hoping that the stuff I was seeing in my bottle was yeast floating around, but I've had mine in the fridge for at least 3 or 4 days. So a lot of that should have fell out of suspension. And Jason only had his in the fridge for just what he said, a day. He didn't have anything floating in yours. Mike had his. How long you had yours in the fridge for? Like forever?
Probably about a year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just interesting to see how they're all the same batch, I'm assuming, right? And just how slightly different each one was as we go to pour them.
Yeah, mine was laying on its side.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit left in there, but there's nothing. Like I can see, there's nothing on my. You can't see, but I can. There's nothing on the bottom of mine.
I'll take your word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it's the cold pulls the stuff out of it. The longer it sits, the more it.
You had yours on its side. Mine has been sitting at the back of a closet for a long time. I guess it's gone back and forth between Pittsburgh and Michigan.
Yeah, there you go. That's why we get all shook up and everything.
Speaking of, this is our last beer that we have.
Yeah.
We gotta figure something out here. I mean, we can still get stuff, but I'm just saying, like the last of that box that has been going on for a year now.
Yeah. Yeah, we did yours last season that were all bad. So
Sorry.
now that we did all those first, we're doing mine that have all gone bad because we took so long to get to them.
Hey, they're barrel aged. They should last longer than a shandy or whatever the first couple were.
And the beer I shipped up actually went bad.
Yeah, they were fine. The ones you brewed.
So yeah, the coconut bourbon ones, like I told everyone to dump those because they were definitely went bad.
Yeah.
Lessons learned. So anybody do anything fun this past weekend or coming up weekend or
fun? I don't know.
I realized I'm old yesterday. Yesterday, for those of you who aren't in this current time, was St. Patrick's Day. And like my wife and I, like, we're supposed to go out to breakfast, but one of our friends is having has issues. He's got a lot of issues. No, he wasn't able to make it, so we couldn't go out to breakfast, which I was like,
that sucks. Okay,
I mean, I didn't really know if I wanted to get up at 7 a.m. and start doing Irish car bombs or any of that kind of stuff. So then we just went to regular breakfast and then out to like, there's a tent in our local town that does they have Irish bands and stuff out there and DJs and stuff. And it's just a big happening thing. So then we went in and then we couldn't even get into the tent and it was like just completely full of people. And I'm like, it's really people-y. So like the bar was like probably 30 people in line waiting to get something. We're like, so there's no wait at home.
Right.
Do you want to just go home and listen to Irish music in the basement and play pool and darts and stuff? So that's what we did.
Nice. I had a similar experience. I'm a little bit younger than you, but I've never done St. Pat. I'm not a big party or go out for the drinking holidays or whatever. Not really drinking holidays, but that's what they are. So yesterday or 2 days ago was my first green beer. But yeah, similar experience. We went out. It was actually one of our friends' 40th. So we went out for that, and of course it's St. Patrick's Day weekend, which is huge in Pittsburgh. I had no idea. They do a parade and all that. And yeah, they wanted to go someplace in the strip. We get there, there's a line out the door to the tent. I'm like, okay, this is something. Maybe it's just slow checking IDs. And we stood there for about 20 minutes. It wasn't moving. So her friends came out and just said, just follow us. We just snuck in the back. I'm like, all right, so I guess this is happening. Like just wall to wall people, and was like, I look at her, my girlfriend, I'm like, I feel like I'm at Costco and I don't want to be here. Like too many people and just yeah. And I don't think I never got a drink there. Same issue. It was just didn't realize until we walked out, like right behind us there was a folding table where they was handing out drinks. I'm like, well, had no idea. But no, after that we went to a bar that was more chill, more my age. And that was a good time. I did have a green beer there, which was just a Miller Lite. But yeah.
That's something. So
Yeah.
I did the most Irish thing possible for dinner. We had the KFC. Typically we usually have Dublin Coddle, which is this Irish bangers and bacon potato stew. It's delicious, very, very, very fattening. We're really good around the Lent season and stuff like that, especially if you practice that kind of stuff. That being said, you would think this region would have a lot of Irish pride and Scottish pride, because this whole region was founded by the Irish and Scots. When England owned the Carolinas, they told all the immigrants, especially the Irish and Scots, like, don't go over those mountains, you're not allowed there. They pretty much said, F you, and they came over the mountains. And so they all just settled in this region. That's getting bigger here. Like, we have quite a few Highland games throughout the year in this region. Jonesboro, which is the oldest city in Tennessee, which is only like 20 minutes away from me, they had a huge parade. They always have like Irish music and food and a bunch of other stuff. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it this year. I was busy with other plans, so that was pretty much my weekend. So not really that exciting as your guys, because I am just old. My bedtime comes early.
You are a grandpa.
Yeah,
I am a grandfather. I
True.
am. It's exciting. Very, very exciting.
So, I got a package in the mail. I took your idea with the to not to change the subject totally, but I am gonna to clean out the kegs or the corny kegs after I used it.
Mm-hmm.
After I use them, I bought these like sprinkler heads that I can like screw onto something and then just spin around. So I'm gonna attach those to like a pipe, like 2 or 3 of them. They're like $5 for 4 or 5 of them or something. But when I ordered them, I thought they were gonna be like tiny, and when I got them, they were like 3 or 4 inches wide. I was like, ugh, I'm gonna have to like wedge it into the corny keg. So we'll have to see if that fits. But I'm excited to like do your like pump clean out thing, so that I can like do some experiments, which I sent a video on our Discord. Not that anybody's joined it. Well, it's the wrong Discord anyway, but about experiments with like starting your yeast versus dry yeast, which are like that's the kind of stuff that I really want to try and do with cider, because he said that the dry yeast that he just dumped in there tasted more harsh. So that's what I'm wondering, if I did that to mine by not priming the yeast or whatever they call it, starting it.
So I've not done that with either one of my ciders. I thought they turned out fine. So I don't know. Maybe it's kind of yeast you used.
Maybe.
There's that
They
as well
tasted
too.
more bready,
They all do
I
different. Do you use
Yeah, I was using a
bread
champagne yeast thinking it was going to go over
Oh,
like
okay.
10% ABV, but I also wanted it to be like dry like champagne, but neither one of those things happened, and it tasted like bread, essentially.
It's interesting. So I posted a video where the guy does 20 different ones and does experiment with them. Like I just watched one of his latest videos. He's done like 350 plus meads in the past few years. That's something he's made. So he knows a thing or two about mead and the different kind of yeast and stuff like that. But yeah, but I think experimentations is definitely a fun thing to try to do, and making your own equipment is really fun in the homebrew world. There's a few other things I'd like to try to make as well too. Like I want a Pi list, which basically is a Raspberry Pi and just get a little monitor, and it's just software that you throw on it, and then I can just SSH into it, send it an HTML file basically, and say these are the beers I have on tap. I could write them on the tap handles, which I do have tap handles where I can write on, but that'd be one. And it'd be kind of cool if I could figure out a way to calculate how much beer's left in the kegs.
Oh, that'd be
They have they have flow counters I've seen people try to use and stuff like that. So you have to weigh the beer, or not weigh the beer. You have to put in like how many gallons you think it is. And so as the flow counter goes, it will start subtracting from it. Like every ounce it goes through, it'll start deducting from it. And then the pilots, you start seeing like you'll have a keg, you start seeing the level drop. And I'm sure you've seen that at bars around your area, and they kind of use that same software. That's just all free, anyways.
It goes
I want to
back
build
to,
it. So. Yeah.
Mike, your idea of having or what is the bar? Maybe it wasn't Mike's idea, but the stock beer, you know, you have discounts on beer, and then as you buy more, it goes up and down.
No, that'd be funny.
You have like a board.
So like PBR would be like most expensive beer by the end of the night. Everyone's buying it.
Until it goes down, people start, the stock, the people will be too expensive, and then the price goes down.
Yeah,
that'd be so funny to go to a bar like that. I'm like, really? I gotta drink whatever it is because it's like everything else is like the Bud Light.
I saw a commercial like that recently. I think it was like, I forgot what it was. It was like a food menu that just kept changing. Like prices just kept going up and down.
They are gonna do surge pricing on Wendy's. It started surge pricing, so like you could go to Wendy's at like noon, and a double whatever hamburger they have at Wendy's will be like $6. But if you go like at like 10:30 or like 2 o'clock, it might be like $1 because they're doing surge pricing for some reason. So it's a weird concept.
Habits,
right?
Save money,
but that might be good because that might like stop people from just cramming into those places at exactly noon. When I did work in an office, that sucked when you'd go out to eat and like you'd have to leave at like 11:45 to beat the people that are leaving at exactly noon. It was just packed everywhere. The worst was when you go into like Taco Bell and like you were just like, sweet, there's no line. Then you like go in and get your you order your food, and then you go sit down and you look around and there's like 40 people in there and all of them have no food and just like a ticket. You're like, that's not fair. Like you just tricked me into like buying something when I'm gonna have to wait like 45 minutes for the rest of my lunch.
Well, it's worse nowadays because you have people doing DoorDash or whatever, so they have all those tickets that you can't even tell.
There's that. Yeah, the people can order a line, or they can order at the kiosk somewhere. They order at the front. It's just. Since we're talking about fast food, like whoever would have thought that Arby's would be one of the more cheaper fast food restaurants to go to nowadays. So I go to Arby's cheaper than I can go to Burger King, which is just insane. Because Arby's was like, the creme of fast food when you're growing up, right? They were just so expensive.
Yeah, Taco Bell now is like $20. $20 to get in out of Taco Bell. You're like, but why? Like, I don't
Taco Bell and gosh, almost a decade now.
All those places got rid of their dollar menus or whatever, the value menus.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing that's kind of interesting. Or they just kind of shift it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The McDonald's did that crazy big kids or big or small adults. I forgot what they called it. It was like a week thing they did. Like all sorts of people ran towards it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you have
I don't know. What?
So I have a golden ale. Yeah, I have a golden ale recipe I could talk about. Even though Mike said nothing, I have it pulled up.
No, I was a question mark.
Right now.
because I was wondering,
okay.
and I didn't want to like bring it up if you didn't have anything. So, did you have a recipe that you would throw some oak cubes into for 1 month?
Right. Yeah, I kind of do. So I have my own golden ale that I want to make. It's definitely a lot lower ABV. I can always bump it up. I think golden ales have a I think you add table sugar to it to bump up the ABV, which I don't think I
This
would
one
do
looks
with
like
this.
they
I think I
added
just want
honey.
yeah. So this has 5 pounds of Mare's Otter, 4 pounds of Pilsner, and 1 pound of white wheat malt. So that only gives you about like a 5% beer. So you could probably throw in like 2-3 pounds of sugar and bump it way up. And then for the hops, I would do 1.5 ounces of Fuggle, and then like the last 10 minutes, I'd probably throw in some Northern Brewer into it. Just kind of round it out, just more for aromatics if anything. And then pitch in a London Ale 3. I think I would do liquid with this one just because I can't find there are some dry comparable ones, but I'm not sure how they would do with this being such a low ABV and the flavor profile I would want from it. Other than that, it's a really simple, straightforward. But I guess to get it closer to theirs, like Mike was saying, you would throw in some oak chips that have been soaked in whatever bourbon, probably the Dragon's Milk bourbon.
Right.
And then for caramel, I guess for caramel, you could potentially maybe swap out the white wheat and throw in like a caramel hot malt into it to get it more of the caramel flavor and the caramel color and stuff like that. And it probably would probably be all right. I think this would be a fast fermenting beer too. I think it'd probably be done about a week and a half at most. It'd probably be done. Because it's so low ABV.
Would you try and control the temperature, or would you just let it go?
So on this one, I would. Well, since I built that temp control system, yeah, I would. But winter's over for down here. I mean, we'll have some cold days, but like my offices, though, it's from now on will be about 70 degrees for the most part. So I would probably want to keep around 65 to 68 at the most.
I was gonna say, because like if you for whatever reason were to open the windows or leave and not have air conditioning on, would your basement still stay at the 70 degrees, or does it get like kind of warm?
Yeah, no, but it doesn't warm up much down here. No, it's pretty well insulated for the most part.
Yeah, I guess if it doesn't get above a certain temperature, it doesn't kick on all that much, so you don't have to really worry about it. So like it's just a fail safe. So if for whatever reason you like left your garage door open or something like that, and were to get up to like 90 degrees in your basement for whatever reason.
Yep, for sure.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I can't wait to, like I said, build something else. And I'll have to take pictures or shorts because I'm bad at that as well. I just build stuff like, yeah, it's done. Now time to play with it.
Yeah. I mean, you can go back through it after the fact and like explain what's going on and kind of show how it works and stuff like that. Just for the people that are interested, I'm sure that is something. I mean, you have your own channel that you could post it on too, and just link to it from our this thing. So the people that are, because this is it's a weird like cross section of like home brewing versus like what does this beer taste like. And then like our shorts are the only things that really get a ton of views, but those ones are, I don't really know. I think the comedic ones get more views than the like ratings one, but I feel like the ratings ones are like kind of the point of, at least from our perspective, because maybe if we wanted to go back through and see it, I don't really want to watch the whole episode to try and figure out whether or not we liked something. Speaking of which, I think I'm kind of going like more thumbs up now on this one. Now that it warmed up and it's got a little bit more flavor, it's not as scary to me. So I'm a thumbs up.
I'm still in the middle. It's not horrible. I would like to try a more of a fresher one.
I'm still thumbs down. I don't know.
There you go.
Compared to the other Dragon's Milk, the red ale. The red ale was delicious, and this does it taste like anything? So I don't know.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
But it could literally be that it's gone off. I don't know.
Right. Well, yours of all of them should not have been
Right. So
the issue. But yeah, compared to Crimson Keep, I think that I would rather have Crimson Keep. They were both good on tap. So if you go there, if you find yourself in the New Holland area or in Grand Rapids area, stop in, and their food is delicious at their Grand Rapids store. So I would highly recommend that place. But this is probably going to be one of the last. We might try and do the Just Dragon's Milk, but I don't like that one. I think I don't like that one. I haven't had it in so many years. So if you guys would like to see something like that, let us know.
Whenever we're all together, we do a live episode. We'll do it at New Holland. We'll do a flight of all of them, and then there we go.
That would be so much fun.
Made
And
fun
on
of the
that
brewers.
note,
Exactly.
thanks for tuning in, and go have a pint with your pals.
And always remember, please drink responsibly.
And like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, ring that bell on YouTube, and let us know what we should drink next.
Cheers.
Everybody.
Cheers.